恩怨不休朝明月，清风我发现春草间难眠，竹为上。
to download a show. Hello haters, definite friends of losses mem. To download a show. Hello haters, definite friends of losses.
Hey guys. Hey, thanks. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, Sharon, Melvin, and Dusty. Yeah, we're celebrating our 10th anniversary. I began the group on Facebook 10 years ago today. And if by any chance you're not already a member, on our Facebook group, please join it. And thank you so much, guys. Yeah, it's Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project. We began it 10 years ago. The YouTube channel, though, I began that October of 2015. So in October, we'll be celebrating the 10th anniversary of our YouTube channel. So we'll do another special show then. But I knew I had to come on. It had to be. I had to come on and do a live today. And I posted in the group. So hopefully there's people from the group. I'm going to get on. Hey, Tara, I see that. Whoop. Okay, no. All right. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can bring it up here on my. Okay. Well, hopefully people in the group will see. I hope that they join the live also because in celebration, I ponied up and I'm spending $40-some a month now for StreamYard. Yeah, that's going to hurt. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep up those payments for the upgrade in StreamYard. But that's so I can, whenever I do a live, hey, Dave, good to see you. Yeah, whenever I do a live, that way, I joined or I'm paying for StreamYard core plan for $45 a month. And that's so I can stream live both on YouTube, but also at the same time on the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project. I think it's on the page rather than the group. So if you want to watch it live, like Sharon, I know, believe me, I know. And hey, it's going to hurt. But I'm hoping by upgrading that people will donate. I've got links to donate, all the donate links, in the description. It helps. Believe me, it does. And, hey, and don't feel obligated, please. I hate asking. I truly do, because I don't want to turn this into a begging show, and I'm going to drop it right now. But I just wanted to get in here. I'm happy, it popped up. I was going into the group this morning to go over any new members, to admit new members, to go over any pending posts. And I wanted to see what was going on, what went on overnight. And it popped up. Today is your 10th anniversary. And I thought, oh my God, 10 years that since I began the group, and that's the group on Facebook. I had been, of course, I'd been researching before that. It's just, I was getting, I had been asking around, at that point in time, I'd been asking around in the area, asking neighbors, taking reports, from talking to people, and, just going around. I hadn't really met, too many, I really hadn't met any other Bigfoot researchers, or did I? I'm trying to think. I met Brian Seach and a couple members of his team, Leah, and can't remember the other. I think the other gentleman's name is John. Trying to remember. I think I met, I met them, I think in 2014, 2013 or 2014. Honestly, can't remember. And I met Tom Fody, who I had on last Wednesday. Thanks, Dave, as my guest on the podcast. I met him in person in 2014. Trying to remember if I met him before the Finding Bigfoot TV show episode that we were on. Can't remember, but I remember they came to Western Pennsylvania. I think it was for the second time. It was the second time in August of 2014. And they filmed the episode in Uniontown, Fayette County, Pennsylvania. And I met Tom Fody there in person, and tried to talk to, other researchers. I got to speak with, of course, the Finding Bigfoot crew. Briefly spoke with, what's his name? Matt Moneymaker. I told him about experiences that I had had in the area. I spoke with Renee. I liked her the best, honestly. And Cliff and Bobo. Got my picture taken with Bobo. It's in the group somewhere. So if you do a search in the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project Facebook group, get in there. You just do a search for Bobo, Bobo, and my picture with him will pop up. But that episode, I think it came out on whatever channel it was, Animal Planet. It was on Animal Planet. I think that came out in March of 2015. So it was a few months, after filming, that they put it on. And it was quite funny because where I was sitting, there she is. There's Sinead. She's sharing my seat, and she'll be trying to push me out of my seat pretty soon. Anyway, it was funny. Whenever I watched the episode, of Finding Bigfoot, and that episode was, it's called Paranormal Squatchtivity. That's the name of the Finding Bigfoot episode that I'm on. And I'll be in the little preview that pops up. And I'm at the town hall is where I show up. Every single time that someone comes up to the microphone, you'll see me on camera. I did not come up to the microphone. They weren't interested in hearing me. They had other people with more exciting stories. And but every single time someone would come up to the microphone to talk about their experience, I was sitting off to the side there. I'm trying to remember. I think I had a blue blue top on, and I may have been wearing my reading glasses for whatever reason. Can't remember. I don't need glasses. It's just for reading, working on the computer and for reading. But a lot of times I honestly don't even bother that. But yeah, that was fun, up to a point. I got their autographs. In fact, I have the sign over here. It's one of those yellow metal street signs. It says Bigfoot Crossing on it. Has a picture of Patty on there. Well, I've got one of those, and I had all of them signing that. And let me see what else. But I met all of them. Cliff was nice. Bobo was fun. He was very, very fun. And Renee, I had the longest conversation with her. Very interesting lady. She was a little nervous because they were supposed to go on a seance or something later that same night. And she was a little nervous about it. And I told her, I said, just pray about it. Just pray. And I said, I don't know what hey, Greg. Good to see you. Hey. But I told her also, I don't know what your contract is, but, if this is something that, you would object to, for your faith, or you just feel really uncomfortable, hey, I wouldn't do it. But, I had a really good conversation with her. She, honestly, she is a believer. She plays more hardcore skeptic on the TV show, but she honestly believes more than what she shows on the TV show. I haven't watched the show in years. We don't have cable. We watch everything through the internet. So I think reruns are showing on Pluto. Yeah, because we get Pluto. And so I think reruns are on there. And let me see what else. I don't know. It's which reminds me, last week's show, whenever I had Tom Fody on, please, if you haven't had a chance to watch that episode, please watch it. Tom Fody, he was on another. Yeah, I agree, Melvin. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. That's why I always say, I am zero. I'm not interested at all in proving their existence, because that's what would happen. It would. In fact, I think that's probably why the government won't really truly acknowledge them. Hey, Leonard. Good to see you. It would be tragic. It just wouldn't go. And let me see. But yeah, the Finding Bigfoot episode, that was, like I said, that was August 2014. And I had, like I said, a great conversation with Renee. I spoke with everybody else, got my photo taken with Bobo. That photo's in the group, Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project. Just type in the search field Bobo, and you'll find it. It'll pop up. And let me see what else. During that episode, I tried to talk to, see, there's another big group, there was, past tense, a very large Bigfoot research team here in Pennsylvania called the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Society. They have since gone by the wayside. But I tried to talk to them. They came in, a large group of them, all wearing their T-shirts and walking in on the line. And, I tried to talk to them, and they wouldn't. I'm, like I said, I say it, I was, I guess, below them. I had tried to contact them online, tried to talk to them, contact them and speak with them. No, they just weren't interested. So, hey, Jeff. I am so happy. There's so many of you in here. I truly am. Yeah, they are. They are dusty. Yeah, they're very opinionated, very judgmental, and we're peons. I agree, Sharon. They're lost. They're lost. But hey, it's what it is. And I think it honestly is for the better that I never really was able to connect with them, because I think that helped form my resolve. I'll bet, Jeff. That helped form my resolve for how I was, going to run Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project, the group, and my research. That, because of that, I was determined I will never treat anyone like that who wants to learn about Bigfoot. I will never speak that way or act arrogant or judgmental or anything like that, towards anyone who wants to speak with me, who wants to join my organization, who wants to truly, who wants to learn. And, because that's really all I wanted to talk to them. I wanted to, because I had been experiencing. Yeah, I agree. Egos, that's all it is. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's all it comes down to is egos. They think, it's a problem. It's a huge problem right now. There's too many people out there, and Fred Saluga and I had talked about this, I think just a couple weeks ago. It's, people get in here and they think that, they're big stuff. They strut their stuff, they got their organization T-shirts on, and hey, I can put out, we have our T-shirts too with my logo, and you can strut your stuff, wearing my T-shirts. I don't care. That's nice if you do. But doggone, I'm not going to treat anyone, the way that I was treated. and that's why there will be no bullying in my group, no harassment in my group. I stick up for everyone. Everyone. It's hard. It really is for people who have never seen them, never experienced them, but who, they really want to see a Bigfoot. They really very badly want to see a Bigfoot. Talk to me. Hey, I welcome it. We have our camp out coming up on June 19th through 22nd in the Allegheny National Forest. Come up and talk to me. I'll be in campsite number 12. I'm not going to say in public on YouTube, which campground we're going to be at. But you'll find that out if you join the group, Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project Facebook group. It's in the events section, and the name of the campground is in there, and the links to make your reservations are in there. I'll be in campsite number 12. Oh, goodness. Oh, wow. I hope you can. I really do. I hope you can. Hey, Sandy, Sandra. Oh, wow. Aw, thank you, Melvin. I enjoy, whenever, hey, I'll be sitting around the campfire. So anyone who comes up, who stops, and bring your chair, sit down and we'll gab. Aw, thank you, Hannah. I don't want anyone to be treated the way that I was treated. There's too many people with the big egos in this field that they step on others in order to build themselves up. And I've lost too many friends because of them, because of backstabbers. Thank you, Dave. Yes, please hit that like button, please. Hit that thumbs up. You don't want to make me angry. Yeah, it changes your life and your outlook. I want people to learn, and I will help you as much as I can. You come to the camp out, I'll tell you how I do it. Whenever I'm in a strange area, in a new area, I do things a little different here around where I live, right here on my own property. It's a little different, because here I don't want to draw them in. But whenever I'm out Bigfooting or even camping, I will do things a little different. Sorry. And, I'll help you out. I'll give you tips, tricks, things to look for, and so on and so forth. It's fun. And like I was saying, I think I got sidetracked off of, last week's episode was with Tom Fody. Now, Tom, he is retired, I think he said Air Force chaplain. And he saw a Bigfoot. His Finding Bigfoot episode was the Yuper, something about Yuper, Y-U-P-E-R. It was filmed in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So it was that episode. Thanks, Lynn. Yeah, so his episode, like I said, was something about Youper. I can't remember exactly. So we had him on last Wednesday. Fantastic guy. He's a Christian. He's a minister. He has a church in the Pittsburgh area. And he openly talks about his Bigfoot experience at his church before the congregation, which I think is fantastic. There's no restrictions, at his church because it's his church, well, God's church. And no church board trying to take him down with rules and regulations. So, but he does speak very openly about Bigfoot. Yes, thank you. You've seen me angry once. Hey, yeah, my sister can testify to that. You don't want to see me angry. And people who do a friend or family member wrong, or me, they will experience my wrath and comeuppance. Oh, okay. All right, let me go. Sharon, here we go. What do I think Sasquatch is? My point of view on this has changed over the years as my experiences have changed and grew, and I've gone, to different states, not just here in Pennsylvania, but seen them and experienced them elsewhere in different ways. And, initially I was firmly in the flesh and blood camp. They're a flesh and blood creature. They are, just a unknown primate, a branch off of the hominid tree. And unfortunately, I would, just totally disregard anyone who had a report of anything else, any other experience on the paranormal type side, such as portals or mind speak, or whatever else, even the UFO reports. And now, as time went by, I have not experienced seeing them going through a possible portal. I have not experienced mind speak per se. I have not seen them going onto a UFO or any other paranormal type experience with a Bigfoot. I have experienced infrasound. Some people think that that falls under paranormal, but to me, no, that's science. That is something that other creatures, other animals will do, for different reasons. And so infrasound, which is getting zapped, is, I've gotten zapped many times. I don't know how many times, but right now, to answer your question, Sharon, in a roundabout way, and I think that they are a mixture, a hybrid of the flesh and blood, unknown primate, another primate, a branch off of the hominid tree, mixed in with not Nephilim, but a different possible, I don't know about, possibly angelic race. If you, I think I've referred to this many times before. There's this book, Cherubim Chariots. It talks about that there are over 100 different angelic type races mentioned in scriptures. There's, of course, the archangels, the Nephilim, of course, and cherubim, seraphim, the heavenly host. Thank you. Other things like that. Perhaps a seraphim. If you remember, whenever Adam and Eve were chased out of the Garden of Eden, God put I think it was a seraphim at the entrance he's blocking forever until the end of days, until Jesus comes back, into to the earth in his heavenly glory. He placed a guard, seraphim, I think it was, standing guard over the gates of Eden, the Garden of Eden, with a flaming sword. And on the Ark of the Covenant, there are representations of two seraphim or cherubim on top, sitting on top, just representations in gold on top of the Ark of the Covenant. You remember watching Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, whenever they found the Ark of the Covenant. Cherubim. Thank you, Dave. And I'm only going to say possible because they do have, Bigfoot do have, not just flesh and blood, but they do have something connected to how can I say this? What do I just open up right now? Okay. All right. Oh, the print is small in this Bible. I always keep a Bible right here. Okay. Revelations. Okay, here it is, chapter 11. Ooh, let me see if I can find it. Chapter 11. All right. Okay, hold on. Okay, Revelations chapter 11. And I'll just read through part of it. Then I was given a measuring rod like a staff, and I was told, "Come and measure the temple of God and the altar and those who worship there." But do not measure the court outside the temple. Leave that out. For it is given over to the nations, and they will trample over the holy city for 42 months. And I will grant my 2 witnesses authority to prophesy for 1,260 days, wearing sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 lampstands that stand before the Lord of the earth. And if anyone wants to harm them, fire pours from their mouth and consumes their foes. Anyone who wants to harm them must be killed in this manner. They have authority to shut the sky so that no rain may fall during the days of their prophesying, and they have the authority over the waters to turn them into blood and strike the earth with every kind of plague as often as they desire. Let me make sure that I'm in the right chapter here, because okay. Okay, here it is. No, that's wrong. That's not it. It is during the during the 7 seals, the sounding, I think, of the 4th trumpet. And okay, the scroll. Doggone. I should have dug this up. Yeah. Thank you, Catherine. Yeah, that's a question I'm attempting to answer here. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, they're not the 2 witnesses. Okay. I'm trying to find it. It's the I think it's the 4th seal, or the sounding the 4th trumpet. The 7 seals. Let me go over here. Here we go. Chapter 6. Revelations. Chapter 6. Verse 5. I'm going to start at verse 5. Whew. When he opened the 3rd seal, I heard the 3rd living creature call out, "Come." I looked, and there was a black horse. Its rider held a pair of scales in his hand, and I heard what seemed to be a voice in the midst of the 4 living creatures, saying, "A quart of wheat for a day's pay, and 3 quarts of barley for a day's pay, but do not damage the olive oil and the wine." When he opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th living creature call out, "Come." I looked, and there was a pale green horse. Its rider's name was Death, and Hades followed with him. They were given authority over 1/4 of the earth to kill with sword, famine, and pestilence, and by the wild animals of the earth. Okay, yeah, that's basically it. The wild animals of the earth. It's during the 4th seal, and that's okay. it's chapter 6. But that's, I should have kind of, thank you, Dave. Yes, blessed is he who hears these words. And I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. But, it's during the sounding of the trumpets, and the fourth seal is opened. That's only a guess. I don't know. All I can go by is that, in answer to your question, Sandra, whenever we were in Oklahoma, and I saw we were in Purgatory, the area nicknamed Purgatory, and a trumpet was sounded that evening, and Bigfoot responded quite angrily. 3 of them. They came rushing in on us, and they were pissed off, quite frankly. And they stopped about 50 yards out from us. We could see them moving around. It was at dark. We could see them just moving around behind the bushes, their shadows, their eye shine. We could, hear them a little bit. They weren't vocalizing at that point, but, we could tell they were out there. They didn't do anything. They just stopped, and they did nothing further. They had come running in on us. They were roaring in anger. We could tell they were angry. But whenever they came about 50 yards out from us, they stopped vocalizing. But like I said, we could see that they were moving around. We could hear them moving around, see them behind the bushes. But they did nothing. They just stopped. And both Kumbo and I talked about this later on, and we both agreed that the impression that we got was they were waiting for another signal. Something else was going to happen, and it didn't come. Thank God, because God knows what would have happened at that point in time. And we just, after a while, they went away, and it was getting late, and we had a 3-hour drive back to camp, so we moved on, and et cetera, et cetera. But we had a fantastic time that week that we were out in Oklahoma. Fantastic time. I highly suggest that if you have a chance to go to Oklahoma on a research trip, get out there. It's a fantastic area, very underrated. Is a Bigfoot hotspot. It is great area. But let's see what else is going on here that I wanted to talk about. Don't forget to like this video, guys. Okay, hit that thumbs up. Okay, well, all right, moderators, you're slipping. Had to block a guy. there. Yeah, in order for me to get more moderators for this YouTube channel. Oh, come on, Sinead. She's trying to push me off of my seat. I knew this was going to happen. Oh, okay. Yeah, he was getting a little, yeah, disturbing with what he was saying. So I blocked him. I deleted his comments and blocked him. He's going to make me self-conscious about speaking now. Hi, Jan. Hey, good to see you. Let's see, what else? This Wednesday, make sure you come on. We are going to have, I'm blanking out because I just got all freaked out by that guy commenting. Doggone. All right, hold on. Ron House. Okay, there's somebody messaging me. Okay. Yeah, Ron House. He is the Bigfoot biker. Hi, all. Okay, hold on. Ooh, okay. I'm getting a report right now. That's what the beeping was in Messenger. Okay, I'm going to silence the notifications, and I'll read that later. Interesting. Yeah, there's an active area that I had researched. It's, let me think. It's here in Lawrence County, Pennsylvania. And I had received a report. As a matter of fact, this couple had approached me in the Aldi's parking lot. I had shopped there, got my groceries. I was loading up my truck. And this gentleman and his wife approached me. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. This gentleman and his wife approached me, and they were talking to me about things that they were experiencing on their property. He had heard vocals and were experiencing some things on their property. Like I said, this is in Lawrence County, Pennsylvania. I live in the southern part of Lawrence County. They're more central is where their property is. And so I arranged, got their contact information, their phone number, and called them a few days later and arranged a day and time whenever I could go onto their property with them and check things out. So I went there. There was a lot of sign there. Their story's extremely credible. This gentleman, how can I word this? Is retired from the government. That's about all I'm going to say. And they are, and let me think, when did I get that report? I think that was in 2019, I think that was right around 2019, whenever that happened. And they've kept in contact, and they'll message me every so often with things going on. And it seems like things are ramping up a little bit. So it's pretty neat. You know, they found some footprints. They're hearing all kinds of vocals. But it's fun. Jan, it's been so long since I've heard from you. Good to see you on here. I appreciate it. And Melvin, yeah, goodness, I hope that both Jan and Melvin, we are having our camp out on June 19th through 22nd. Get on the group on Facebook, Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project. Look in the events tab. Oh, you were busy getting your master's. Well, are you done? Did you get it? But we're having a camp out June 19th through 22nd. I hope that you both, along with anyone else, Dusty, I hope that Dusty can come. Anyone else who's interested. Oh, you finished it. Wonderful. Congratulations. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, you don't have Facebook anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. If you still have my, let me double check if I have your contact information. Let me look. Yes, I have your phone number. As long as you still have the same phone number, Jan, I'll text you the information for our camp out. It's in the Allegheny National Forest, which I know is a little bit of a distance, but hey, go north. Opposite end of the state, just north. Oh goodness, the dog is pushing me out of my seat. But yeah, I'll text you with the information as to exactly where it's being held at. And Melvin, please, and Dusty, whoever else, contact me through Messenger. Okay, Dusty, good. That's not bad, honestly. It's only 2.5 hours. That's not bad. Yeah, because whenever I go to Salt Fork State Park in Ohio, that's right around 2.5 hours for me, and it's well worth it. Well worth it to go to Salt Fork. And this area in the Allegheny National Forest, where we're going to have our camp out, there are a few reports from right there in the campground. In particular, my campsite, which is the reason why I chose it, because, hey, if there's going to be activity, I want it. I'm going to hog it all. But no, there's another friend who, yeah, Tracy, yes, definitely. People sleep in their cars. I used to sleep in my truck. Okay, Jeff, 4.5 to get to Marionville. Yeah, I know. But it'll be fun. Yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, 4.5 hours. That's not bad. Oh, Sharon, I wish you could too. You'll be in our thoughts though. Okay, Jan. Oh, all right. Fantastic. Looking forward to it. Yeah, let me very quickly send you, just in case you lost my contact information. Okay, I'm going to text you real quick. Talk amongst yourselves, guys. Let me see here. I may navigation. Know that I did have it. There we go. Wait. All right. And okay. Jan, you're a good warrior. Oh, you're a good warrior now. You do behavior consulting, communication support for people with disabilities in Franklin and Cumber. Oh, Jan, that is fantastic. Truly. Okay, I got your return. Congratulations to you. Dream job. That's wonderful. I am truly happy for you. I really am. Yoder, good to see you. But yeah, I was talking about Wednesday's show, our podcast on Wednesday. Ron Howes, Howes, Bigfoot biker. He dresses up. He is retired military, and he has Bigfoot experience. He'll talk about what his encounter was, but as a military veteran, retired military, he has a special place in his heart for anyone suffering from PTSD, because that's what happened to him. He suffers from PTSD, and so that is his, you could call it his ministry now. He runs an organization, and I'm blanking out on what it's called, but whenever I make the video, I'll put that in the description field, and he'll talk all about his organization. And I think he's also going to have a friend of his along with him. He did say they were going to be out in the woods, so hopefully their signal is good. He's got a friend from Canada that will be with him, so we'll hear from both Ron and his friend, so that should be fun. Yoder, glad to be here. Such peaceful. All the unrest in LA. I've been trying to stay away from the news, talking about that, because it's, well, I must have moved my ball cap side sitting over there. But yeah, it's a shame. It shouldn't happen, and that's all deliberate. You know, that rioting and unrest, it's deliberate. You know, to just cause dissension and everything. It shouldn't be. But okay, and Jan, let's put up here. It's the best. You used to study 12 hours a day. Yeah, you're done with your degree. Yes, get back into the woods. Yes. Get back in the woods. You'll find your peace there. Dave, I stream with my laptop. It's just easier. I do, whenever I first started streaming and doing, you know, as a guest on different podcasts, I got a one of those old tripod things for my cell phone, and I would use my cell phone selfie stick basically, but you know, that way it would stand up on my my dining room table, and I could do it from there. But after my husband built my office, you know, I got my laptop. It's a MacBook. And I use that. That way I don't need to use headphones. I don't need to use a special, fancy, expensive microphone or anything like that. Tracy, I agree. Yeah. Melvin. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe not physically, but there's some. Anyway, there's a lot that I could say. There's honestly a lot that I could say about all of that. What the heck? Yeah, I am a Trump supporter. And, you know, if you are illegal, you need to abide by the law. And that's really what it comes down to. You know, if you break the law, then you need to be punished or treated according to the law. I am a strict constitutionalist. I started out as a Republican, and then I switched over to the Constitution Party. When was it? Oh goodness, longer than that, about 25 years ago. And I was belonged to the Constitution Party for many years. Yoder, yeah. You know, and that's how I judge politicians, is according to the Constitution, you know, is what they are doing, is it a constitutional act? It's the same with law enforcement, and, you know, politicians, law enforcement, you know, the government in general. Are they doing things by the Constitution? And if they're not, then, and for the citizens also. It's constitutional law. It's a good idea. Yoder, it's, not only Mexico, but, and I know, by saying Mexico, it's generalizing. But it's basically people from all around the world who have basically invaded us and come in illegally. We welcome people from other nations who come in legal and want to become citizens. They want to come in and become American, not change America to what they ran away from, but embrace America, embrace the Constitution. The founding fathers, the history of what went on whenever the American Revolution went on, whenever we broke away from the British. Our founding fathers, they suffered. They chanced losing their property, getting jailed, losing their lives. They chanced all of that for this nation, in order to write, that great, amazing, God-given piece of paper called the Constitution of the United States. God is watching, yes. Hey, Patrick. Good to see you. Come quickly, Lord, yes. Come quickly. And I'm sorry, guys, who are watching, who may not agree with everything that I'm saying, but all I can hope that we agree on is that you love the United States, you love America, you love people. I do. I love meeting people from other cultures and speaking with them. I have traveled internationally. I just enjoy it, speaking with anyone, from, traveling all over the United States, eating food from other cultures a little bit. I enjoy that a little bit too much, especially Thai food. I love Thai food. Ooh. You traveling, Patrick? Ooh, fun. Were you going to or coming from? It's a little bit chilly outside here, rainy. It's overcast. Thank God, not as bad as some, but it has flooded here. We were having some nasty flooding. We've got the hills and hollers, and whenever it rains, we get too much rain. The rain goes from the hills down into the hollers. And oh, okay, you were with a bunch down there in Alabama. Melvin, do I follow New Jersey Sasquatch? I've watched him on, I can't remember where he was that I watched him being interviewed. But I think I belong to his YouTube channel. I just don't catch anyone very often anymore because I don't have time. Okay, Dave. Going to be 74. Sunny today in Coos Bay, Oregon. Fantastic. Well, hopefully whenever that sea volcano goes off, I saw one representation of a possible tsunami strike that hopefully it's not that bad. Man. But I think a lot of there was a lot of fear mongering that goes on, I know. Tracy, yeah. Sorry. Well, you got friends here, you know that. More ways than one. You are not alone. Yep, absolutely, you are not alone. Brian and Chewy Go Hiking put out a new adventure yesterday. I don't follow them. Oh, okay, Dave. Well, good. That's good. You'll be safe from tsunamis. God made a promise about the flooding, and he abides by his promises. So, yeah, there'll be flooding, but I don't think the flooding is going to be that bad that those, I know the one representation had the flooding go all the way out to just to the Oregon-Idaho line, which was crazy. Whew. I pray it won't get that bad, but I don't think it'll get that bad because, again, God made a promise. Okay, Alex was on it. Okay, cool. Let her rip tater chip. That's funny. Oh, heck. Don't forget, guys, go on Amazon and or else order directly from me. Hey, Amanda, good to see you. Love you too. But yeah, if you want an autographed copy, contact me. And let's see what else we have. Our logo T-shirts with the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project logo, either small one on the upper chest, or else you can get, the large logo. Or else we also have ones with the monkey wench photo on it, logo, the monkey wench logo. So your choice, contact me if you're interested. The T-shirts are $20, no matter what size, and $5 shipping. As far as I know, the $5 still covers shipping. I'll double check, but so far so good. But if you're interested in a T-shirt or a hoodie, we also have hoodies. Send me a message. Yeah, I know those monkey wench T-shirts turned out pretty good. I like that. I think you and who else was it? Was it Wendell? That Wendell got a monkey wench T-shirt. Can't remember, but there was a photo where he was wearing one, and then another photo where you were wearing yours, and I thought, well, that's cool. But yeah, guys, if you want a T-shirt, contact me either through Messenger, email. I honestly wouldn't email because Jan, oh my goodness, wow. You found your Pennsylvania Bigfoot t-shirt. Wow. Aw, appreciate it, Dave. Hey, right back at ya. Right back at ya. And Dave, I saw the photo of that arrowhead, or is that a spearhead? It looked like it came up pretty big. That turned out so nice. Wow, it turned out so nice. Okay, let's see. You went camping in Lassen National Forest. Talked to locals. They had some stories. Ooh. What state is that in? I know there's so many areas that I want to get to. You know, they're on my bucket list. Oh, okay, California. Uh, vote out that governor and straighten up the state. California, man. Yeah, vote out that governor and get your state straightened out. It's then I'll be a little bit more inclined to come to California. But Dave, I did say I want to, yeah. Amanda, yes. No, I know there's Bigfoot there. Northern California. Okay, cool. Definitely there are. I know there are definitely Bigfoot there. And Dave, I want to get to Oregon, your area of Oregon. I have zero interest in going into other parts of Oregon, but your part, yeah. Chico, okay. Is that in Northern California? Yeah, Tracy, Portland. Yeah, I have zero interest in going to Portland. Funny thing is, a little tidbit of information. I used to work for a anesthesiology group out of Oregon. They were trying to think, were they based in Portland? This was all online. 25 years ago. Holy crap. Back in 1999. Yeah. Oregon Anesthesiology Group. That's what it was called. OAG. I used to work for them. But it was all remote work. Even back then, we did remote work. Oh, wow, Dave. Jeez. Oh, my. Mount Shasta's right by you. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Jen, there's so many crazy stories of different places all over. I think it's just how you approach it personally. Ant people. Ant-Man from Marvel. They dress up in costumes and yeah. Yeah, I knew that Shasta was a volcano. What, a dormant? Yeah, I think it's a dormant volcano from what I recall. Yeah, there's who is it? Dutch Sense. I've spoken about his channel before. He hasn't come on in months though, but he goes over, the dormant volcanoes all through. He shows them all through California, Nevada, Utah, all the way up into Washington and on up the line, and oh heck, all along the coast from Russia, Alaska, Canada, the US, all along the coast, the Central America, South America, all the volcanoes and dormant volcanoes that one of these days, that entire line, that entire chain, all the way up Yellowstone. Yeah, heck, there's even volcanoes. There's one in Georgia. There's, which people honestly don't, a lot of people don't know about, but there's one in Georgia. They're all over, and one of these days they're gonna go. There's those hot pools, hot springs. There's hot springs in West Virginia, Berkeley Springs, and you think, okay, what's heating up that water at those hot springs? Anywhere that you see, hot springs advertised, you got to think, okay, yeah, visiting Shasta your whole life. Okay, don't go above the tree line. Those are the rules. Tracy, yeah. Tracy, have you gone to Laurel Caverns? They're outside of Uniontown. In Laurel Caverns, it's huge limestone caverns in the Forbes National Forest, and they're above Uniontown, Pennsylvania, Fayette County. They have guided tours through there. It's fascinating. Okay, yeah, I've been through Shenandoah Caverns in Virginia also. I used to love doing it. But Laurel Caverns, there's one section of the caves that they're blocked off away from the guided tour. You can see the section, but it's the unfinished, unlighted portion where spelunkers go into. And my sister and I, we used to go spelunking there. You basically follow the guided tour, the lighted section of Laurel Caverns, and then you go off to the side, and there's this roped off portion where the entrance is. You climb down a hole. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze from what I recall, and you climb down about 8 feet or so, 10, 12 feet down these boulders, and until you come down to the bottom, and then you follow. There's a couple miles of unfinished, unlighted areas. You have to have a good flashlight, and you will be crawling on your belly for portions of it. You'll be in the mud, and there will be portions where it's an extremely tight squeeze that you're crawling through. And yeah, we used to do that. We used to go through there. We would take teenagers from the youth group at church through there, and there were times, we would tell them, you have to bring a good pair of shoes and a flashlight. Don't forget your flashlight. Don't forget spare batteries. And of course, there would be a few who would not listen to us, who would forget their flashlights. Well, they sold flashlights there at the gift shop, and we would tell them, you can't go down unless you have a flashlight. This one time, though, this person, their flashlight broke. They fell, broke their arm, and their flashlight broke. So my sister and I had to, I think my sister, we took the group partway back, and my sister and I took her back up to where the entrance to the unfinished portion was. Yeah, Jan. And do I have something behind you? Yes, that is Sinead, my dog. She's sitting behind me in my chair, slowly pushing me off of my chair. I keep pushing back. Yeah, guide rope helps, but there's no guide rope. They give you a map, of the caverns, of the unfinished portion, so, and the unlighted section. So you have to follow the map. But yeah, we had to guide this lady, this girl, back to where the entrance was. We went back. I held my flashlight behind me so the rest of the group could follow me, or the person, that's right, the person who broke their arm and didn't have a flashlight anymore, so she could see. And so I just, whatever light was left over was how I was watching my footing. But it was fun times, good memories. And Dave, it's fun. We enjoyed ourselves so much. Those days are long gone for me, unless I get back into tip-top shape again and lose a bit of weight. The Thing in the Cave. Ooh, I love H.P. Lovecraft. His stories are, oh my goodness, they are so creepy. Sort of like Edgar Allan Poe in the really creepy. You want to go in caves? Yeah, your imagination goes a little wild sometimes. We would shut off our flashlights, so it would be completely black in there. And that's why I say, about whenever people say that Bigfoot's eyes glow, that there was no light and their eyes were glowing. And I tell them, no matter where you're at, unless you're down deep in a cave with no light, with no chance of any light coming in, there's always ambient light coming in from somewhere. Even if the moon, even if there's no moon that night, there is still a tiny little bit of ambient light that, the eyes of certain animals, like cats and deer and so on, they will gather whatever little bit of light there is, and it will reflect it. And this is so they can see their pupils enlarge so much they to gather in whatever light there is. And so whenever you see reports of the Bigfoot's eyes, they were black. There was no whites to their eyes. That's because goodness, I just blanked out. That's so they're, the dark of the eyes, they enlarge so much. Okay, glowing in the dark was a matter of genetic code. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there are certain animals that will glow in the dark. Yeah, the black eyes reports of Bigfoot, their eyes are dilated so much to gather in whatever ambient light that there is available in order to see. And they can see very well in the dark, much, much better than we do. They move around incredibly well in the dark. Yeah, they're glow in the dark fur. I heard about that. Crazy. Yeah, I don't think I would want Sinead to have glow in the dark fur. Cat-like eyes. Yeah, I believe that, that their eyes don't. And this is my opinion only, guys. Remember that. My opinion only. That their eyes don't glow, that their eyes are just dilated so much that that they've gathered in all the lights that their eyes are reflecting like cat's eyes. And again, my opinion only. Cats can see very well in the dark. Absolutely. They hunt in the dark very, very well. Deer, we're always seeing the deer moving around in the dark. You see their eyes. Well, whenever you shine your flashlight where they're at. But, hey, opinion. Yeah, anyone else have a opinion on that? And tell you what, anyone wants to come in and join me on the channel, come on stage with me. Yeah, let's, I'm going to throw the link here in the chat. And so I will be selective. If I do not know you, I will not accept you on stage. So if you want to come on, jump in. Click on the link. Join me on stage here and we can talk. Hey, Jeff, good to see you. Give me your opinion on about their eyes and glowing eyes and what you think Bigfoot are. Do you think that they're only flesh and blood? Or are they aliens? Are they Nephilim? Are they a hybrid? Are they like the Kandahar giant? What do you think? Aw, Amanda. Aw. Once you get on here and you start talking. Oh, okay, Jan. Thank you so much for jumping in. I appreciate it, and I hope you can make it to the camp out. And give me a call or something. You have my phone number now. So I'm so glad and congratulations for finishing your master's degree. But yeah, we'll talk to you later, Jan. Yeah, Jeff, you're always working. Now, Jan, he used to be one of our chapter leads. Amanda, we're hosting, and I announce this every single podcast. We are hosting a camp out in the Allegheny National Forest, June 19 through the 22nd. It's in the Allegheny National Forest. That's in Pennsylvania, right along the New York-Pennsylvania state line. I will not give out the exact campground that we're going to. I'm not going to say it here on YouTube because I don't want people. That's okay, Amanda. Yeah, hey, you're welcome to join us. Fly in, join us, go camping with us. But all the information is in the group, Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project Facebook group. If you go into the events section, I have the link to recreation.gov in there as to the exact campground. Yeah, I wish you could too, Amanda. Just jump on an airplane, fly on out. Yeah, I can pick you up from the Pittsburgh International Airport or Erie. You can. I unfortunately can't pick you up from Erie, but rent a car or a pickup truck and sleep in a vehicle. There's a lot of people, who just car camp. I used to sleep in my truck, in the cab of the truck. Oh, if you have a passport, though, you can fly. I can't. Well, I could get a real ID, but I haven't got it yet, primarily because I have to jump through too many hoops and wear a antenna and stand on my tippy toes and hold up my left arm and touch my nose with my pinky finger, and not really, but too many hoops. Too many hoops. I tried, but I have to dig for paperwork that I am no longer inclined to dig. And I have no interest in digging that much. Yeah, I agree, Dave. I used to have a passport. If it's easier to get a passport, I'll get a passport again if I want to fly. Yeah, and Yoder. Yeah, you like to see me doing that. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm sure you would. Yeah. See, the problem is, Jeff, I was married before. I married Lou and divorced. And after I divorced him, I changed back to my maiden name, and then I married Lou. And you need, in order to get real ID, if you are divorced, you have to show all the name changes, and you have to have, I guess, proof of your address or something that you used to have. And this is like too many years ago. That information is buried. It's if I went to vital statistics here in Pennsylvania, which is right here in Newcastle, I could probably get that information if I was interested, if I was so motivated to get it, and I'm not. Too many hoops. Yeah, absolutely, Amanda. It's too much of a hassle. They make it overcomplicated, and it's not worth it. My sister and I, we used to fly. Heck, I used to go, fly up into Canada once a month, up into Ontario and Quebec once a month, way back when, before 9/11 and all the hassle, all the TSA nonsense. And my sister and I, we would fly down to Florida to visit with relatives down there, or flew to Memphis. And right now, it would be easier for me to travel for some of these longer trips that, if I want to go down to Alabama, it's at a minimum, if I drove straight through without having to stop for gas or potty or to eat, it would be about an 11-hour, 12-hour drive with no stops, straight through. Anymore, I used to be able to do it, of course, stopping for gas and potty stops, but anymore, with my health the way that it is right now, I would have to divide it up into 3 days, 4 days, into a 4-day drive. And even then, I would be so exhausted by the time I would get there that I would be useless. I'm working on getting my health back up again. Yes, Amanda, we're citizens. It's stupid. We shouldn't need this crap. That's correct. Fourth Amendment. Again, I'm a constitutionalist. And but they put these restrictions on us and barriers and making it, and yeah, we could drive, without all the hassles and restrictions and rules and regulations. At train, I think you still would need real ID. Same for the bus. You would need real ID for those, as far as I know. And guys, don't forget, I put a link right up above here. Just scroll up. I put a link there if you want to join me Thank you, Amanda. If you want to join me on the show here, share the screen with me. Come on stage. Oh, you saw five UFOs. Holy crap. Wow. That's amazing. Whew. Yeah, I enjoy traveling. I enjoy driving. It's just, this trip to the Allegheny National Forest, it's about, it'll be almost 2 hours for me. And by the time I get there, after only a 2-hour drive, I'm going to be so exhausted, so wiped out that I will be, I told everybody, I said, as soon as I get there, I'm just going to turn off the motor, go in the back and lay down on my cot and sleep, because I will be so wiped out just from, only a 2-hour drive. But I'm not going to miss this camp out. Sharon, yes, I've been taking supplements. They tried prescription medication, but the prescription medication sent me to the ER. So I do supplements. And but yeah, I've been taking tests. I saw the pulmonologist, when was it? Thursday. Yeah. And I did a pulmonary function test on Thursday. And let me check my phone for my next visit to get the results. Okay. It must not be until July. There it is, July 3rd. I see the pulmonologist, and I know I've got a PCP follow-up. Yeah, I'll have to dig through, find that. Wait a minute here. Oh, no, okay. 28th, no. I don't know, but the pulmonologist I see him for a follow-up on July 3rd. My PCP, I don't know when that is. Okay, you make all your own meds apothecary style. Very cool. See, there's Sinead. She's making an appearance. Ouch. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Melvin. Yeah, hop on. And tell us about the UFOs that you saw. The link is above. Let me see if I'll post it again. I'll post the link again. So if you want to, Melvin, come on. Yes, Amanda, she's a chair hog. Oh, Melvin. Oh, your phone is set up. Okay. Well, maybe another time. Oh, goodness. She's she's going to push me out of my chair. Oh, come on. All right, dog. You got to go. Out, out, out. Off. Here, lay on your bed. Go lay on your bed. Come on. There. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, you saw a UFO in the United Kingdom, 97. Cool. Well, come on. You come on. Oh, okay. Melvin, is that you? Hey, all right. Hold on a second. Fix your hair. Put your lipstick on. All right. All right, guys, here we go. Hi.
Hey, I wasn't sure I was able to do this.
Yep, you were able to. You're on.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. I've been wanting to do this a while, but I didn't think my phone would do it.
Well, good. I'm glad to see you. And
Oh.
so tell us what happened.
We were out in actually in basically the swamp, and we were
Okay.
doing we were just out there training. We had RM-16s with us, July fire, and just doing different drills. And it was we were out there for like 3 nights in a row, 3 days. And the first night we were there, we were just kind of sitting around the fire because we all had campfires built.
Mhm.
And somebody looked up and said, "Hey, look, check this shit out." And there was like 90 of us, and we stood there for probably 10 minutes, and we just watched these 5 metallic shaped, I don't know if they were TikToks or discs, just zipping back and forth. It was kind of weird. It was definitely weird. And you know what? We were in the MPs, training to be MPs,
Mhm.
and nobody ever spoke of it again. It was just like back then, if you seen something like that, you kept your mouth shut.
Yeah.
You know,
Now, what year was this?
1978.
Okay. And
1978.
where was that at?
That was in Alabama. Yeah. Christ, I can't even think. Fort McClellan.
Okay.
Fort McClellan, right around Huntsville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, we
cool.
had some,
And you said they were TikTok shaped or
yeah, basically.
yeah.
Basically. And
TikTok.
they were up pretty high. I mean, they weren't that close, but they were just zipping back and forth. It was definitely different.
Wow.
That
Okay.
was
Yeah.
different.
Dave asked how close were they?
Yeah, they were up there pretty good. I mean, they were probably like 10,000 feet. I'm just guessing.
Okay.
So
that's still fairly close. Wow.
yeah, I tell you, we watched it for at least 10 minutes, and they
Mm-hmm.
were just zipping back and forth. It was wild.
Wow. And
It was
what
definitely
color?
wild. Huh?
What color were they?
They were silver.
Silver. Okay.
Yeah, they were silver metallic.
Uh,
So
and they were
that's
just going back and
yeah,
forth.
they were just zipping back and forth like they were playing with each other. But I think they knew we were there because they
Yeah.
were right above us, and they
Wow.
stayed there for quite a while. But I mean, tell you, they moved. They incredible speed.
Mm-hmm.
And I know back then we didn't have nothing like that. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. And this
So
was during the daytime.
no, this was at night.
Nighttime. Okay.
Yep, this was at night. So
Wow.
and never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
So
That's something else. Wow. And
yeah,
and how many people were in your? Was it a troop?
it was our entire MP company. There was like 90 of us at the time.
And everyone saw it.
Oh yeah, the captains, the major, the first sergeant, the sergeants, everybody just stood there watching them,
Oh my goodness.
and
Wow.
and nobody made a comment. Everybody just kept their mouth shut. course, when you're in basic training in AIT, you kept your mouth shut. You
Yeah,
just
I
follow
guess so.
orders and right, right.
Wow.
So
Oh, my goodness.
yeah,
That's
I had a good
amazing.
time in the military. Good time. A lot of
Yeah.
trips to Mexico. Because then I went to Fort Bliss, Texas, which is in El Paso,
Uh-huh.
and that's where I tell everybody I grew up. Because I was just a dumb country hick from Pennsylvania, a little redneck,
Yep.
and I grew up when I went to El Paso. I grew up quick.
I'll
So,
bet.
yeah, yep,
Ooh.
yeah.
Now, what
So
part of Pennsylvania do you live in?
actually, I live in Mexico, Pennsylvania.
Okay, and
It's
that's
kind of an inside joke. It's in
oh,
Juniata County. It's
okay.
central Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah, about 35 miles from where I see my Bigfoot. 6 years
Okay.
ago, 3 months,
Yeah.
7 8 days.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, do you want to tell us about your Bigfoot sighting also while you're here?
Yeah, it was March 30th. It was 9:30 in the morning, and my son made arrangements with his college buddies to go watch a movie, and it was in Harrisburg, and he didn't know where the theater was. Well, I knew where it was, so he asked if I could take him down, and then his buddies they spent the night there, and then they brought him home the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I took him down, and windy as hell. I mean, it was windy. I mean, Saturday morning on the road, and it's 322 4 lane.
Mm-hmm.
And I was coming home, and it was windy. It was actually blowing me back and forth on the road. And I got up to, I guess I can say it here, Watts Exit, which is probably 20 miles north of Harrisburg.
Okay.
And I got to go back a little bit further. The October before then, I hit 3 deer in 1 month. I totaled my pickup truck. Doe jumped out in front of me, and I hit it. That was like October 1st.
Oh.
So I used my wife's car, and there was a Toyota. And it was like the 14th. I got home, and I worked overtime that night. And the garage called me and said, "Hey, Mel, your truck's done." And I said, "You know what?" It was like 7:30 at night. I said, "You know what? I'll pick it up tomorrow after work." Well, the 15th, on my way to work, darn 7 Point jumped out in front of me, and I totaled her car.
Oh no.
So then,
Oh.
of course, insurance company told it. I picked up my truck, and October 30th, I was 200 yards from work, and a 10 Point ran out in front of me. And so I hit 3 deer in 1 month. So going back to March, when I see my Bigfoot,
Mm-hmm.
every time I seen something that looked like a deer or an animal on the side of the road, you tend to pay attention to it.
Yes, you do.
And I was going 65 miles per hour on the highway,
Mm-hmm.
and I seen what I first thought, standing alongside the road, I thought was a deer. And for about 2 or 3 seconds, I thought, hell, is that a cinnamon bear? A brown bear, which I don't think it's entirely rare, but in
Mm-hmm.
our area, we have all black bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Although
so
I think it can turn like a brown color.
right,
Um,
right.
that's
So,
rare.
and that was about 3 seconds later. And automatically, I just took my foot off the gas,
Mm-hmm.
and there weren't no cars on the road behind me or nothing. And I started slowing down, and I got up to probably within 50 yards of it, and I could see the the hairs on the back of its arms, because it was windy,
Yeah.
literally blowing.
Oh,
And then that just totally caught me off guard.
wow.
Totally caught me off guard. When I got right beside it, I'm talking maybe 30 feet,
Mm-hmm.
and it watched me drive by, and it dumbfounded me. And the darn thing about it was my cell phone was laying right in the dash in front of me. I had an iPhone.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about picking it up.
Yeah.
Well, as I was going around the corner, I looked up at it, and it followed me with its eyes. It never moved its head. And I went around the corner, and I actually ran off the road, and I had to recorrect myself because I was totally dumbfounded,
Mm-hmm.
stupefied. I mean, and that thing was easy, 8 foot tall. I'm pretty good at the distance and height and all that. And
Mm-hmm.
I said probably 800 pounds.
Yeah.
Its chest was very muscular,
Okay.
huge chest. I mean, and about a half a mile from there was an exit, and I drove by the exit. And then I thought, son of a gun, I should turn around. But the next exit wasn't until like 6 miles down the road, until I finally got my thoughts back together of what was going on. I thought, well, if I turn around here, there's no way he's going to be standing there.
Yeah.
But nobody will ever tell me I didn't see what I saw, because I know what I saw.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I know what I saw.
Wow.
And I tell you, I was shook up about it for quite a while.
Yeah.
But right when I got home, I jumped on my computer because I remember hearing an incident of a Bigfoot in Halifax, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I zoomed up the map, and I went to the location of where this Bigfoot actually attacked the camper.
Okay.
And basically, you took a pencil straight line, and it was direct path, and it's all mountain area through there, all ridges and mountains. And you
Mm-hmm.
could basically took a pencil from that point where that Bigfoot reporting was a couple years before that
Mm-hmm.
to where I saw it. So, and it was just standing there along the road,
Yeah.
and the river is like right across the other side of the highway. And
Mm-hmm.
then you had railroad tracks. And to me, thinking about all these years, I actually think it was pondering about whether it was going to cross the river at that time or not.
Very possible.
Well, I got on Facebook and I posted it, my story.
Mm-hmm.
And then a woman I used to work with a couple years before that, she contacted me and she said, when you saw that, she said, 3 weeks later, she saw a Bigfoot, same size, same color, up in her neck of the woods. And it's probably maybe 15 miles from where I seen it.
Yeah.
Then I had another guy get a hold of me that time frame,
Mm-hmm.
and he saw the exact same color one I saw. So that was three of us that probably seen the same Bigfoot. So I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. And it's entirely possible that it was the same Bigfoot that
It's, I
all
mean,
three saw.
you get out the map and it kind of all makes sense. And the timeline all makes sense. Now
Yeah.
we've had a few reports around here,
Mm-hmm.
not too far from here, about 2 weeks ago. A couple seen one on the Appalachian Trail, which runs by my area here. So, but they
Mm-hmm.
didn't say if it was a brown one or a black one or a red one. The one I seen was reddish color,
Okay.
and kind of like a deer
Yeah.
color. Because when I first seen it along the road, like I said, after hitting all those deer, because I usually hit 1 or 2 deer a year when I used to work.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so I just naturally started leaving off the gas, the brake, because I didn't want to hit another darn deer.
Well, yeah, you don't want to total another vehicle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Now, whenever do you still pass by that area?
I go by that. Oh, wait a minute. I lost you. No, I go by that. I still work part-time. Um, I'm retired, but you know, everybody needs a little extra money.
Yep.
So, but I go by there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And every morning, every night, when I get to that spot, I'm looking. And I've had my phone on ready for 6 years now.
Yep.
So, but
Yep.
then last year, where I was actually going to stop along the road this past hunting season, and I
Yeah.
was going to walk up in there just to check out, take a walk back in there.
Yeah.
And then somebody posted it. So, but wife and I went to a yard sale. It's about 2 years now, and we were in the area. We turned back that exit, went back to a yard sale, and I talked to a husband and wife that was moving to Florida. And
Mm-hmm.
I asked them, I said, "You ever see any Bigfoot in the area?" Just casual conversation.
Yeah.
And he said, he said, the locals don't talk about that here. And I thought,
Mhm.
okay, you don't push the subject.
Yeah.
But
Yep. It's the way it
it's
is a lot.
definitely a rough area. It's
Yeah.
rocky, deep terrains. Um,
Now, what area is would that be? What where you saw it?
um,
What?
Probably like I said, 20 miles north of Harrisburg, the
Yeah.
actual city. But you had to cross the river, head towards State College, if you know where
Okay.
that is.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
which is on 322, which goes right through our county.
Yeah.
But it was actually in Perry County where I seen it.
Okay.
And yeah, you ever hear of a Brian Adair?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, well, he's a Bigfoot hunter, and he stopped hunting Bigfoot, and he got into more research of talking to individuals who witnessed seeing a Bigfoot and
Mm-hmm.
how they like changed their life. And he wanted to interview me, but then the wife got ill and
Oh.
set me back several months back, so I never did do the interview with him.
Oh.
But and it was what it was. I wasn't out to look for fame, I wasn't
Yeah.
out to make money, or I
Well.
even told him I'd meet up with him, I'd buy him lunch. It didn't
Yeah.
matter to me. But
Yeah. All
yeah,
that aside, just to share your story, because I tell people that you may not think that your story is important, but there's details to everyone's encounter that it is important, because there's little behavior issues, or not issues, little behavior things that they do. The spot it was standing in, was it facing towards the road? Uh,
yes,
okay, and was it facing towards the river and the railroad
yes,
tracks?
yes,
And on the other side, where the river and the railroad tracks were there also woods there?
yes. Oh yeah, but I mean, if he would have jumped down on the road, and then
Yeah.
the other road just sat down over a pretty good ledge, I
Okay.
mean, we would have had to cross 4 lanes of highway
Yeah.
to get down to the riverbank, then
Mm-hmm.
cross the river, and it's not real deep across there. I mean,
Yeah.
it might be 5 foot 6 deep, different places.
Yeah.
But basically, it could have just waded across the river,
Yeah.
got the other side, trees, crossed railroad tracks into more woods, and it's nothing but farmlands out through there. And
Okay.
I mean, there's some farms, but most of it's woods.
Yeah.
And then basically in a northwestern direction is where the guy from Liverpool, and he lived back in the woods in a farm where he's seen the same color one I saw.
Okay.
And then probably 10 miles to the north of him is where this other girl lived. And she seen the same color one I saw. So that three of us seen an orange, reddish color.
Mm-hmm.
It's more reddish color.
Yeah. Very possible could have been the same one.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, because the time frame would fit
Yeah.
within a week or so, when all these people started calling me and getting a hold of me, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was life changing. I tell you.
Yeah.
After that, I was a big deer hunter for years. I hunted my entire life,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't hunt for 4 years. I stopped hunting. I got to thinking, if something like that, you'd ever run something like that big, and they got aggressive. I mean, I'm ex-military, I'm ex-cop.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to have a pretty big gun to stop something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have
Yeah.
to have something huge.
And even then, it would be iffy.
Yeah, I mean, I would never hunt one. I would
Yeah.
never kill one.
Right.
I would try to defend myself, of course, and I think everybody's the same way. They
Yeah.
would defend themselves.
Yeah.
I'd shoot one in the air before I'd actually shoot at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it spooked me.
Yeah.
It really spooked me.
But you're hooked.
Oh yeah,
You're hooked on Bigfoot now, and which is it's good in a way.
yeah. What really makes me mad is I had a really good iPhone. It took really good pictures,
Oh.
and my phone was laying right in front of me, and
Now,
I
what
didn't even
year
think
was
about. I didn't even think about picking the phone up to try to get a picture. I didn't. It didn't. It just caught me. It just. I was just flabbergasted.
Yeah.
So
What year was that?
2019.
Okay, so not that long ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was March 30th, 2019.
All right.
I'll never forget that the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But the arms and the back of the hair on the arms,
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, for a few seconds I thought it might have been a cinnamon bear, like standing up,
Yeah.
until I got right up, all but right beside it, and the hair in the back of its arms,
Mm-hmm.
real low, and it breezy because it was pretty windy, and it was life changing
Yeah.
to me. It was life changing.
Now, did you ever go back to where you saw it?
I've been back in that area a couple times, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I figured out its travel,
Okay.
the way it was traveling. But there was no signs of activity when I was there. Like there wasn't no footprints or anything like that.
Yeah.
And
But
like I
was
said,
there a
now,
game trail or a trail at all?
say that again.
Was there a trail there?
Yes, yes. It was like in the bottom of like a hollow. What we call hollow,
Yeah.
a ravine. And yeah, I mean, deer or anything could walk through there real easily.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little thick, but openings.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, that's something. So,
Yeah, that's interesting. Hmm.
yep.
Now, would you be able to estimate its height whenever you were there?
Say again.
Were you able to estimate its height? About how tall it was?
Yes, yes. It was easy 8 foot. I'd
Oh,
say probably a little more than 8 foot.
Yeah.
probably 8'2", 8'3",
Okay.
huge,
Yep.
huge.
Yep.
I mean, its head is freaking huge.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it didn't turn when I was driving by real slow. It
Mm-hmm.
just followed me with its eyes,
Oh.
and then I ran off the road and I had to recorrect myself.
Oh.
But yeah, I remember going to work, and my word is gold. I don't lie. I don't have to.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
told my friends at work, and you get the normal, ha, whatever. Why didn't you get a picture and all this? But I tell you, most of my friends who know me, they know that I just don't come and make up a story like that.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I
So,
believe you.
yep,
Absolutely.
yep. You just don't make stuff like that up. There's no
No,
reason to.
no.
And
And there's little details to your story that tell me, yeah, you saw one.
oh yeah, nobody telling me different.
Yeah.
My entire life I made fun of Bigfoot, and actually on my phone, on my voicemail, I have, "Hi, this is Mal. I'm busy at the time. I'm either out chasing Bigfoot or being abducted by aliens." That was on my voicemail,
Oh.
and that was years, years before this even
Mhm.
happened. You know,
Oh,
and yeah,
nice.
so it's a unique experience. So I
Yeah.
love listening to other people's experience and what they
Yep.
have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And you can generally tell when somebody's trying to pull the wool over your eyes. I
Yes.
mean, you know, I'm pretty good judge of character, I
Yep.
think. But yeah, I can when somebody's talking and just the way they say it, they act, the
Mm-hmm.
emotion they put into it, you can tell that they had a real, true experience.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I agree. You can tell, after a
yep,
while of talking with someone, with different people, interviewing, yeah, you can
yes,
tell.
yep, yep. Like I said, I'm ex-law enforcement. My word's gold, and
Yes. No, I believe you. Yeah.
and
That's fascinating. I'm going to have to get on my map because we used to have a chapter lead for that area. I'm trying to remember his name. Uh, Honestly, can't remember. I'd have to look on my old paperwork because we used to have um, investigators all over the state,
right, right, right,
and we had some for uh, county by county,
right,
or else they would cover a couple counties in
right.
their area. And
Now, I watched a broadcast here probably 10 days ago,
mhm.
and these guys were doing a broadcast live in the woods. It was the beginning of April. It was too cold. I mean, for me, it was too cold.
Yeah.
And they were probably 20 miles from me. They were doing a live broadcast. I'd never heard of the people before. Just two guys out in the woods that set up a broadcast, and they were Bigfoot hunting. But it's
Okay.
only like 20 miles from me. And I thought, well, if I ever run into those guys again, I
Hmm.
find out where they're at, I would gladly go join with them for a
Oh,
night or
yeah.
two. You
Now,
know,
have you gone to Prince Gilletson State Park?
no, I have not.
Yeah,
I
because that's I think it's closer to Altoona.
Okay, that's not too far from me.
No, it's an active area. We did a camp out there a couple years ago, and one of our Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project, I opened it up to everyone in the group, and had a pretty good response. But yeah, we had activity right there in the campground, and all kinds of sign. It was little bit, some weird things, because we also saw orbs
Oh, okay.
and some weird things going on, but it was fun. Our campouts are always fun.
Okay. I would love to join you. I am going to West Virginia Bigfoot Festival at the end of the month.
Okay, good.
So that would be my first festival.
Yeah.
And like I said, everybody's been kind of doctoring around here lately. So, I
Yeah.
know like to camp out next week. I'm not going to be able to make it because I'm actually having a little bit of eye surgery done, but which is no big deal. But yeah, I will get to meet you guys. I want to get your book. I want a handwritten book.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'll
yeah.
gladly buy one of them off of you and
All right.
whatever else you got. So
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I won't be at the West Virginia Festival, but yeah, if you can make it to our camp out in the Allegheny National Forest.
well, I guess the Mountain Monster guys are going to be there, and I think Clip and
Yeah.
Bobo's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of follow those guys too. Like I said, Clip had a posting earlier this morning. He
Mm-hmm.
said he hopes nobody ever catches one and like put them in the zoo. He said because that would be,
Yeah.
well, it would, you'd have people going out killing them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he
It's crazy.
really trying to keep the focus away on, and basically what I got out of what he was saying was just leave him the hell alone. So, you
Yeah.
know, that
Okay.
for,
Yeah, you are on Facebook. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, if you want a copy of my book, just send me a message.
okay.
There, I'll send you a little thing, and we'll arrange whatever you want. If you want a book or a T-shirt or whatever, and
Yep. Yep.
we'll arrange it. And yeah, Jeffy Arrington says he'd love to have you on their show, on their channel.
Oh, okay.
Old Line
Well,
Crypt.
now since I know I can do this,
That's
because
right.
I thought about it quite a few times, but I didn't think my phone was set up to allow me to do it.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
the only reason I never actually really joined in. I always read people's comments and I
Yeah.
pay attention to all the chats and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Join in when I think I have something to contribute, but generally
Yeah.
I'm just I'm a laid back, easy person to get along with. So.
Yeah. I know every time I see you on there, I said, "Oh, there's Melvin."
Okay.
Everybody's always happy to see you. And
Well,
no, I'm so
I
glad you
appreciate it.
and that you shared, both your UFO and your
Yeah.
Bigfoot sighting. We got a twofer here, guys. Fantastic.
Well, that UFO, like I said, we were just out in maneuvers,
Mm-hmm.
training, and it was in the Alabama swamps.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
like I said, the whole company was there, and there had to be at least 90 of us. And we stood there a good 10 minutes and just watched these five objects just zip back and forth, fly around. It was very interesting. Very interesting. So it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Fascinating. Yeah, I know that. Well, Fred Saluga, he is I think, co-director of Pennsylvania MUFON, which
Right.
handles the UFO reports for Pennsylvania. And
Yeah, I've seen him on your show here a couple weeks ago.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. He's a good friend, very good friend. And yeah, if you wanted to talk to him about your sighting, he'd be happy to hear about it. Or else go on the MUFON website and they'll send it directly to the Alabama chapter.
Yeah, but like I said, that was a long time ago when I was in basic training,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was
Yeah.
definitely different. But
Yeah.
we
Five of
sat
them.
there, I mean, the entire company just stand there looking up in the sky,
That's
watching these 5 objects just zipping back and forth like they were playing with each other.
yeah.
And it was like, what do you say?
Yeah. Now, how long do you remember? How long did that last?
Oh, I know it was solid 10 minutes. We
Mhm.
watched it. It might have been longer. I don't remember. It's
Yeah.
been too many years ago, but it was just like everybody was just standing there watching them.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah. What else can
Somebody,
you do? Yeah, that
somebody's
would.
not going to start shooting at them. So,
Ooh. I wouldn't suggest that.
no, 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 no.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Amazing. But
Yeah.
thank you. I know Jeff, he'll get in touch with you to get on their show and
Okay.
you can share everything with them.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Thank you. I do
Yeah.
appreciate you joining me.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
good. I appreciate the invite.
absolutely. And I'm going to have to get my Pennsylvania map out and check out the area where you saw the Bigfoot and get a better idea of the area. But even so, yeah, I know that it's very rural and it's a Bigfooty area. I know
Oh,
that.
yeah, we have a lot of mountains and woods around here.
Yep.
Mountain woods and Amish.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to let you go because I think I'm going to shut things down and start dinner.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. And
Yeah, thank you.
we'll see you
We'll talk to you.
Wednesday for Wednesday evening show.
We'll see you Wednesday. I'm on every Wednesday.
Good. Yes. Thank you. Well,
Yep.
thank you
Thank you
again.
all. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay. And Melvin, here's Jeff's email. Let's see. Jeff, I will hold on a second. I'm going to send you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Jeff, I'm going to send you Melvin's profile so you can contact him directly on Messenger. Okay, there we go. All right. Yes, I agree. And that was such a nice surprise. It really was. I do appreciate Melvin, you coming on and sharing such amazing stories. Holy moly. Yeah, just the UFOs, that one alone, just absolutely amazing. And then the Bigfoot sighting, and it's honest, that's only a few hours from me. I've probably gone through there on my travels, here, there, and everywhere. Whenever just bigfooting in general. Probably not stopping, although we did go to Prince Gallitzin. I'm trying to think where else around there. State College, I've been through there a few times. But yeah, I know the area, but I've got to refresh my memory on it. So I'll get my map out and check it out again. I do appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone else appreciates it also. You're welcome, Jeff. Well, guys, it well, we've been on for 2.5 hours, a little over 2.5 hours, which is surprising. This was whenever I saw that we were, at our 10th anniversary, for Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project, I knew, hey, Dusty, I knew that, hey, I've got to get on here. I've got to do a live, and thank everyone, for your support, for your friendship, everything that you guys do for me. I appreciate it so much. You have no idea. You really don't. And I appreciate every single one of you. And if you don't hit that like button, I'm going to be very angry. Okay. Don't forget that. Yep. I will be very angry. Let's see if I have just the, no, I don't. Okay. I'm going to have to, oh, I don't have it, but whoop. There's my golf club. And you know what that's a representation of? That's a joke. As for, whenever I picked up the golf club and chased after the Bigfoot, that's why I made that. People kept saying I've got to make a little video, AI video of me swinging a golf club at the Bigfoot. So that's what that is. So if you don't hit that thumbs up button on YouTube, I'm going to be very angry, and I'll swing my golf club at you. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to shut things down. Don't forget, Wednesday evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, join me for the Monkey Wench podcast. And Ron Howes, the Bigfoot biker, will be with us. He and his friend, they'll be out in the woods. Hopefully they've got a good signal, because I know whenever I try to do a live, whenever I'm out in the woods, it never works because I never have a good signal. Not here in Pennsylvania. Too many hills. But thank you. Thank you so much, Sharon, Amanda. I'm going to get you guys on here one of these days. Dusty, yes. Here's to another 10. Here's to another 10. Another 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Right now, our Facebook group, we have, let me see, 19,600 and some members. So if you are not already a member of our Facebook group, and you are on Facebook, please join the group. I've got a goal right here. I'm going to say it right now. Let's hit that 20,000 mark. I want to get our numbers. I want to hit that 20,000 members. So jump on there, tell your friends, share the link for the group, the Facebook group, Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project. Share it among your Bigfooting friends. Tell them, there's 3 questions that you have to answer in order for to be admitted into the group. And that's only to make sure that you're not a troll or a bot or anything like that. So please join and hit that thumbs up button. Not right now, guys. Get that Get that thumbs up. Get the likes up. The button has been smashed. Milkman out. Thank you, Jeff. I'll see you and Jerry on Tuesday evening. And guys, make sure you get in on Old Line Cryptids Tuesday evening with Jeff and Jerry. Fantastic guys. And Greg, if Greg is still in here, get on Woodwalkers. Fantastic podcast. All the other ones, all the other great, all our good friends I try to support. And Gary Spikes is down, he's in Alabama on a camp out. And he's usually the one that shares all the links for the different, for all our friends. Okay, Jeff, you got Dan Benoit. Okay. Yeah, I know Dan. And yep. Let's see. Sasquatch Holler. Thank you, Tracy. And the Muddy, what is it? Muddy Creek. Yeah. Miss Vicky's channel. I can't think of them all, but all our friends, support them. Join, subscribe. Thank you guys. I'm rambling on. Thank you for joining me. And thank you. Here's to another 10. God bless you. And Monkey Wench out.